Warning! Warning! I am an idiot. I'm just a guy in a pole barn. Get it? Pole barn garage. Anything I say to do, you do at your own risk. I'm just some dude. Let that be your disclaimer. Let's get on with the show. So here's what we're going to dig into next. Voila. Side pipes. Yeah, these are basically big old glass pack mufflers, and there's a bunch of doodads and whiz bombs and things. I don't know how any of it goes together. So it came with instructions. I don't know how to read them. And I picked up some flex pipe here. Maybe this will allow us to hook it up. I don't know. Let's at least get them bolted to the car. I don't really care if they're hooked up right now. I just want them to be there for looks, for the show. And afterwards, I may just take it to a muffler shop and have someone who knows what they're doing hook them up. Before we get real started here, now that this thing is mobile, I'm going to back it out and at least run a broom over the floor in here, because it looks like a war zone in here, alright? And I don't just mean the car. It looks like a big old battle has gone off around here. So I at least want to sweep the dirt off the floor so I can lay on my floor without turning into a dust devil. Makes me giggle every time. So I don't really know what I'm doing here. This is what I have for a mock-up. Not terrible. I don't like this. Ground clearance might be an issue, but you know, that's part of the price of looking fly. While I'm working on side pipes, he's going to be installing these sweet seat covers I picked up at Wally World. And yeah, that's really going to snazz it up in there, I think. So here's where I'm at with the side pipes. It came with these lag bolts right here. That doesn't work at all. It just wiggles. What I'm going to do is just get under here, clean that up, and then make sure it's straight, and then just burn it on both sides. We'll just weld it solid, and then we'll try to put a rubber bushing here to cut down on the vibration. Just ignore that, it's perfectly normal. On a better note, JD's got the interior looking fly. Pretty good. I dig the saddle blanket. That worked out better than I could have imagined. I mean, it's, you know, not good, but it's semi-functional, and that's really all we could ever ask for. I'm going to tighten this down, and I'll show you a little more on the next side. So when you get ready to put these things on, what you do is just guess where everything goes, force things to fit where they're, you know, probably not supposed to. Yeah, just like that. Then just kind of hook the eyeball gauge on it and, you know, see what you figure looks right. So just get a couple of jack stands to set it on. You know, properly calibrate your eyeballs. You know, like that is obviously too low, so up a click, up a click. There we go. See, our goal here is to make it look like the other side. Throw the tape measure out the window, okay? Whenever you're dealing with something like this, that's about as straight, well, forget it. When you're dealing with something all curvy like this, you can't measure anything. It's not going to happen, guys. You just can't. So you got to learn to eyeball. That's your only option. There's no engineering here. You can't be exact. Precision out the window. So anyway, I'm going to throw you on the fast forward while I try to figure this out. Basically, you take this, and you really need to what I found was pre-assemble the side pipe before you attempt installation. So take it, set it up here, pull it out, and take these little saddles, and they go on the back side like so. They have little ears on them that this heat shield bolts to, and those need to be fairly exact, but I don't know why you couldn't just bolt them, you know, to the heat shield and then just move them wherever you want. So that's what I'm going to do here. Bolt the whole thing together. Now, with that on, you know, it is attached, and we can still manipulate it and move it. Well, I've been detailing the finer points of eyeballing everything and measuring nothing to the boy here, and we've got her pretty close. Now this side of the car is actually bent a little less than the other. That's not bad. Always get yourself mocked up first. You know, just play with it. So what we're going to do here is take this bracket and just tack weld it while we have it in place with where it'll line up with the bolt holes. And we'll just tack it up here, then we'll pull it back off and we can really burn it on. But we get that one tacked where we want it, and we move to the front, try to get it tacked where we want it, pull them off, burn them, and then it should just bolt right on, right? No. Alright, there's our tack weld, you know, if it could be called that. But it'll hold it together while we slam the rest of this together. Is this how you're supposed to do it? No. Will it work? No. It is technically attached. This side better than the other. You know, I learned, you know, from doing the first side to this side that just skip right to welding them on and it'll be better. So, are we going to go back and make the other side better? No. Alright. As long as we get this sort of rightish. There we go. Pretty good. Definitely learned my lessons from the other side. Bolted her on, and I guess we can see about hooking them up. I don't know if I have the capability to do that, but I'll try it. So here's more or less what I have to work with. This is all I have for, you know, the flanges. I don't know how to turn that into a 2.5-inch round pipe. I am not good at fabricating or anything of the sort. I might give her a shot. So it would be ugly, but with this piece of flex pipe and a couple of adapters and some booger welding, I might be able to pull this off. Again, let me just preface this with, every time I've tried to make an exhaust system, it's ended in complete failure. However, might be able to make this work. So here's our other flange, right? It's missing the 90-degree part. It was all rotted off. Well, I had this, you know, preformed pipe out back, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking this is 2 1/4, I believe. This is 2-inch, I think. So, and it's also very oval, beat up, smashed, whatever. Cut this 90 out of here, like up here and back here, so we have plenty to play with. and try to slide this down in there. And like my exhaust guy says, if you can step across it, you can weld it. I could butt weld that if I have to. Like that's doable. If I actually cut it right down to that expanded part right there, it might just slip right in. Here's what I've got going on. It doesn't slip in there. I don't know if I could like deburr that or something, but I could definitely weld it. Like even I could pull that off. This is what I mean by me, not fabricator. So here's what I've devised. I cut that flange way down. Now if I could just weld that together, that's a pretty good 90 by the eyeball meter anyway. You know, I don't know. I'll throw a couple tack welds on it and then we can loose bolt it to the car. See what it looks like, I guess. I went and cleaned this up on the bench grinder, and I'm just going to use this crappy welding clamp to hold it together. And you guys know I'm not any good at any of this, obviously, but the thing is, you don't ever learn if you don't try. I've tried a lot. Maybe this would be the time. I know that's probably the first time I've ever made a straight cut in my life. You just never know until you do it. And what's the worst case scenario here? We don't have exhaust? We already don't have exhaust. If I waste a couple hours doing it, well, that's a couple hours of learning and experience that, you know, I wouldn't have otherwise had. It's not all bad. You gotta get yourself out there and try new things. I'm good at a lot of things that a lot of people don't think they are, but you can do anything. You set your mind to it. Nice, and stay that way. I'm gonna go tack her up real quick. And there we go. That's a 90-degree downpipe, right? It's pretty good. It's a little long, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld that all the way around, and then, you know, then we can make our decision of where to cut this. And with an adapter, it probably plug right into that flex pipe, which is pretty cool. Chicken poop, hot off the press. But I can't see daylight through it, and it penetrated, so will it work? It's hot. It's very hot. Damn. Oh, come on. Get off of there. I'm going to call that for right now, tonight, but we might be able to plumb this sucker up. We hit the O'Reilly up and get a bunch of adapters and stuff. We might be able to pull this off, guys. We're mounting up the Cragars. I had to sacrifice the front tires off of those GN wheels to use over here because they're like brand new and I didn't want to buy any. This is another GN wheel. We got to pull the tire off of it. I was real leery of showing you this because I don't know what I'm doing, but what the hell, you know. Worked out okay on the first one, so let's see if we can destroy a $320 wheel this time. What we got here is a vintage Coates Tire Changer 7000, or I don't know what it is actually, but it's a Coates machine. She's just an old air-powered sucker, and me and my dad picked this thing up for like $200 from some, you know, hillbilly out in Kansas, and it was all rotted. We changed out some hoses in it and lubed her up, and she's worked good since. It's been a good investment, but you know, get her out. There we go. One. See, I even have the plastic guard things to protect the wheels, allegedly. Cragars get mounted from the front. The GN wheels had to get mounted from the back side. Throw your wheel up here, soak the crap out of it. If you soak it enough, you might just get lucky and she'll just pop right on there. What on earth is going on out there? Some kind of tornado or something? One. Now, because I'm terrified of using this on the Cragars, I'm going to mount them by hand, or try to. There we go. That's about as far as I'm willing to go with the automatic thing. Don't want to trash these wheels. My grandma and grandpa bought them for me. And yes, I am a grandma's boy. What do you got to say about it? They bought the wheels for me. So, thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. So you air them up, manufacturer spec, and then just use something to wipe off that soap scum. You don't want that on your tire or your wheel. Just saved us $7. Hot dang. Uh-oh, we're leaking tranny fluid. Well, let's ignore that. Just looked like a bloodbath happened in Bartle Hall. Roll the wheels, it's fine. So this disgusting mess is what I got going on here. Turns out this adapter is kind of a press fit into a flex pipe, but it worked. Now you can't weld to this that I'm aware of, but it seems to work. And this will butt weld right up against the the downpipe we have. So, this is kind of the test side, because honestly the other side should be a little easier. That's where it bolts. We got a little bit of rotation available to us there. Getting the oil filter off is going to be a blast. I mean, something like that, is it pretty? No. Will it work? No. But other than those two things, it'll be fine. Now, take your marker. We're going to mark where this pipe sits and draw a witness mark, so we can get it clocked how we want it to the welder. I'm going to weld the side that's close. We got our witness marks lined up. Then I'm going to weld this side up, and then I'll ding the other side down to it and burn that on. I've seen my actual muffler guy do it. I blame Greg if this is a problem. Alright, 2 tacks on it. I'm going to go check it real quick. It fits great except for that. I'll let that be a lesson to you in why you tack weld things first. And also, maybe more importantly, why you should pay much closer attention to what you're doing than I do. When I say I'm an idiot, I mean it in every sense of the word. Here's what I'm talking about by dinging the pipe. I got this thing welded about 3/4, right? It's hot. I just tap that down, get it close, and there you go. It closed it right up. It's probably going to leak like a sieve, but hell, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? That's what we got now. Look at that stack of dimes, or cow patties. I got that on. She's bolted on tight. I tighten this clamp down. Tighten, put a clamp on here and tighten it down to clamp it to the side pipe. I don't like how low it is, but I don't really think it's much lower than like a long tube header. Maybe it's okay, I don't know. Let's see what happens here. When you put your muffler clamps on, always point the bolts up or, sideways. Don't let them hang down. That just looks trashy. Well, in hindsight, maybe the flex pipe wasn't the best idea. Especially considering I probably could have made a regular 45 work. But, live and learn, $8. It's worth a shot, and I'd really still rather have somebody make that better anyway down the road. Ray Charles approves. But, flux core is just kind of ugly. Hit me with your best welding jokes, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles and all that. And I want to read them down in the comments, so lay them on me. Well, it's hooked up. Let's see how bad it sounds. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, that's good enough for me. For now. I'll get it fixed later. They sound cool. I like it. I was afraid they'd be real quiet, and, well, they are. That's okay. We don't need to go deaf before we die. You know, let's hear it coming. All right, exhaust. Check. I know we've all been waiting for this. Kind of a big and little look going on here. Remember, when you're dealing with unit lugs, take your time. You know, just let her go where she wants to go. They're designed in such a way that they'll center themselves. You know, you gotta just kind of walk them all on loose, get the shanks all in the slot, and then you can hit them with the impact, but not until then. I think that one's cross-threaded. It's not cross-threaded, I'm just stupid. Too dumb for New York, too ugly for LA, as they say. Just right for Missouri. Boom. And again, I got these lugs from Lug Nut Guys. You can find them at lugnutguys.com. They're not even a sponsor or anything. I just really like the way they do business. They're the cheapest place to buy nice lug nuts, so check them out if you would. He's a real, their CEO, he's a real GTO guy too. He's got a 70, and you know, he'd offered parts and stuff. He's just a regular old car guy, you know, and that's nice to see. Ga-boom. Down we go. How's it look? Oh yeah. Little too small of a tire. Needs to be about another inch taller on the top, on the sidewall. I can live with it for now. Yes. God, yes. Bringing new definitions to polishing a turd. Amazing. This whole car's come a long ways in a real short time. It is super rough, of course, but it gets to have some glory again. Man, I don't know. Something about that I just love. God, it's just wicked. CRAGARS and SIDEPIPES. Some may call it dated. I say that's a good thing. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this one. This is just about there. We've come a long ways. Now, I want to remind you guys, subscribe. There's about half of you guys that watch every video, but you don't subscribe. And that's okay. You know, I mean, I don't make any money off of the subscription thing, but it does help people say, hey, that dude's legit, you know? Just hit that subscribe button. It's free. And like the videos, share them around, all those things help us grow, you know. I want to thank our partners, Roadkill Customs, who supplied the side pipes today, and Holley, of course. We didn't do anything with them today, but they're always around and very helpful. And you should go check both of them out. If you go to either one, tell them both I sent you. Tell them Pole Barn Garage sent you and that piece of crap GTO he's got. Oh, and thanks to my... So the back Cragars were donated to me from my dad with those cool ass vintage tires on them. So those are from my dad. Now the front Cragars, you know, that my grandma and grandpa bought them for me. So those are my most important sponsors to me, is my family. And without their support and love, there's no way I could do this. So, you know, that is the most important, biggest sponsor I got, is my own family. And you guys. I ain't gonna get all mushy on you, but thank you guys for watching. Hit that like, subscribe, share, you know, take a picture of it with Polaroid camera, you know, mail it to somebody on the other side of the world. I don't know. Whatever. So, Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time at Pole Barn Garage.